Welcome back to Cards and Comics, guys. Today I have another big box from the 90s. This is one of the foundational sets of the 90s. 1990 Leaf. This is Series 2. Earlier on my channel, I opened a box of Series 1. And I got some cards from Series 1 just kind of hanging out here. Like here is some of the cards from Series 1. Nolan Ryan, Sammy Sosa rookie, Ken Griffey Jr., So, Series 1 had a lot of the big veterans. You had one big rookie in Sosa. Series 2 has, for a lot of people who know about Series 2, is Frank Thomas. Big time rookie card. However, it also had David Justice and Larry Walker. And I believe Carlos Baerga is in this set as well. So, it has a lot more, let's say, rookies in Series 1. And also has Kevin Moss, which at the time in the 90s was at one point a big, big card. So I do feel like there is a lot of fun in opening a product like this, but there isn't as much of veteran hits. A lot of the vets are in Series 1. So you're going to see a lot less Hall of Fame content and hopefully trying to hit a few of the cool rookies. Now, just, from my history with the set is, it is one of the foundational sets of the hobby. It further emphasized the need for companies to invest in technology and the quality of cards, the design, the printing quality, and all that. So this set has a great look to it. But in retrospect, looking back on it now, it doesn't have, let's say, some of the signature design elements of later sets like 91 Stadium Club, even 89 Upper Deck. There were some things there that were truly innovative at the time. This set sort of did a little bit with the cardstock, thicker cardstock, the white cardstock, and the cool design and the printing. So it was a good high-end set for the time. Definitely a step up for Donnerson Leaf. But then, it just kind of escalated throughout the years, right? So this set, when you look back on it, isn't quite as impressive from a design perspective as some of the other sets were. But it really started the war, right? This is like 89 Upper Deck, 90 Leaf, 91 Stadium Club, and then just the escalation went from there, right? So I do feel like this product did two things. It kept going the premiumization of the hobby. And it added another rookie card into the mix and into a great set because Frank Thomas, with outside of Tiffany sets, didn't really have a great rookie card until this came along. So it was another big rookie card to chase. So I opened this product as a kid. I remember going to Pryor, Oklahoma, near where I grew up. And there was a baseball card store there. They actually had this product. You could open up in packs. And I remember opening packs of this. Now, 89 Upper Deck, I don't remember opening a lot of packs of it when I was a kid. I remember opening some packs. But, we were still in sticker shock of 89 Upper Deck. And we didn't realize until pretty much it was hoarded by the shop owners and other people, because 89 Upper Deck became hard to find and people kind of really jacked the price up. Oops, sorry about that. On that product pretty quickly, to where, it was hard to buy and hard to get. And that happened a lot. People, opening the product, realizing there was really cool cards and then jacking the price up just like they do today. It happened in 91 Stadium Club as well, where that product became incredibly hard to find. And people were just charging, $5-10 a pack for it, which was a lot back then. So there's a lot of packs in here. That's the one thing about this box. You open it, get a lot of chances at the Frank Thomas rookie. I do have some soft sleeves here. If I do pull a Frank, I'm going to, or one of the cool rookies in here. Because, obviously, Larry Walker is a Hall of Famer too, so there's more than just Frank. Puzzle piece. The puzzle for this set is Yogi Berra. So I'll put the puzzle piece there. And the good thing about this set is you don't get a lot of the stickiness due to how the set was designed. that's really interesting for me as a Pirate fan to see John Candelaria, another team. I didn't realize he had pitched so long with in the majors. Yeah, he was in the 90 Leaf set. So, again, you don't get quite as many big-time Hall of Famers in this product as you did in Series 1. There's one of the rookies, Carlos Baerga. Now, obviously not big today, but back, when this product was released, Baerga was a big deal. He was, multiple All-Star. I believe he was also a Gold Glove winner. So the guy was, a big time deal. So Carlos Baerga. So that would have been a hit back in 1990. Today, he's kind of a little forgotten about. There's a lot of players like him, Dean Palmer. Just so many. Kevin Seitzer. This guy, Mike McFarland. I mean, he was a great catcher for a lot of years. So, they weren't Hall of Famers, but they were close. They were in that Hall of really, really good. Tim Teuffel, Lloyd Mosby, Mark Gardner, Cecil Guante. So, we'll walk through here. Mike Morgan. I'll get a little closer. That way you can see. Try not to rock the camera too much. Danny Darwin. I remember this guy in the playoffs. He was amazing. Dante Bichette, Norm Charlton, who had a great run with the Reds. Ron Gant. I mean, again, back in the day, any of these kind of young, great players. I remember that card wasn't like a huge card, but it was just a card that people would keep out. In their when they would put the set together, they would keep, the Gants and some of the young players just because they were doing so well financially with those cards. The set itself is kind of like, I definitely put this set together, or try to put this set together as a kid. It was something that, I was, really, I was really big about putting sets together. I just had this idea that sets were cool, and so I definitely was trying to put together sets, growing up, and I put together this set, 89 Upper Deck set from either from packs or from buying cards at shows and just putting everything together. I put together, 91 Stadium Club. There's Randy Johnson. That's a cool card. I shall keep that card. I thought about putting the Baerga in the sleeve, but I don't think anyone would care about Baerga in today's market, even if I put him in a 25-cent bin. I'm not sure anyone would buy him, even though it is his true rookie card, and he was a really good player. There's Randy Johnson. Really good Hall of Famer. Really good player. And again, that's the second year. I'd love to get a couple of Larry Walker and Frank Thomas cards. I don't think I've ever pulled a Frank Thomas out of a pack. I have pulled Griffey's out of packs. I've opened up a couple boxes of 89 Upper Deck later, not in 89. And I pulled Griffey's there. So I have that experience. I don't have the Frank Thomas experience. And there's Kevin Moss. Again, big time rookie for a short period of time. He had an Upper Deck rookie as well. That was big. But this was the big one. I mean, you would keep that card, I want to say like maybe a $10 or $15 card at one point. When at the height, I think he hit like, I don't know, it was like 10 or 12 home runs towards the end of the after his call up, where he hit, quite a few home runs, and people just kind of went nuts. And then he never really did much after that. So you can see there's not a ton of Hall of Famers in this set, or Series 2, sorry. We pulled Randy Johnson, but we really haven't, you're getting a lot of the guys like Bob Tewksbury, who was a good player, not a Hall of Famer. People have kind of forgotten how good some of these guys were. Tewksbury at one point, he was the guy in St. Louis. I think they won the World Series, and Tewksbury was their their ace. That's the thing about baseball. It's crazy. You can be the ace of your team for 5 or 10 years, and the annals of baseball just don't remember you, unless you were that way for at least 15 years. Now here's an interesting player, Scott Coolbaugh. He's a Ranger, and I grew up in Oklahoma. Tulsa was the Double-A team, and the first game I ever went to see a minor league game, my mom took me, and they had the players all signing after the game, and he was one of the players that signed my ball, was Scott Coolbaugh. So I have his autograph. I had his autograph on a ball back in as a kid. I bought one of those balls you get at the stadium, and he actually signed it. Willie Randolph as an A. That's a really, really strange card for me to see that. That's just interesting. But yeah, it's just cool. As a kid, Scott Coolbaugh was not a player. I think he only played 1 or 2 years. There's Darren Dalton. He was a very good player. John Franco. So you get a lot of these really good, really good players in this set, but you not a ton of Hall of Famers. I'm trying to think who are the other Hall of Famers. I think Joe Carter's in this set in Series 2. Again, during the break, the old AC or in this case the water heater kicks on. It's always fun. So there's a Hall of Famer, Lee Smith. And again, these cards, I think the thing about them is just they're so clean. They're just such a great design, so clean. And this was one of my favorite sets for on-card autos. If I did through the mail autos, I would definitely use this set a lot. Steve Crawford. So Steve Crawford, very interesting guy. He grew up, hopefully it says it here. It does not say where he grew up. He went to high school in the town next to me. So, which he doesn't say here about him. But he grew up in Salina, Oklahoma, and which is kind of our big rival and next door. So, another player. Oh, there's Jack Moore. So that's a Hall of Famer. Another player, and one of the reasons I'm a Pirate fan is Johnny Ray grew up in a town next to mine as well. And he was a really good player for the Pirates. He actually made the All-Star team twice. Was the runner-up to National League Rookie of the Year. So yeah, to me, it's like if you're a 2-time All-Star, runner-up to National League Rookie of the Year, I think he led the league in doubles a year or two. So the guy was really good. Went to the Angels and then eventually played in Japan. So he was a good player. All right. So we've not hit a Justice, a Walker, or a Frank. Now, I was told back in the day, and maybe someone on the comments can chime in, if the boxes could be mapped or the packs, because I've always heard that you could kind of tell if you're going to get a Frank Thomas, just like Griffey. There's a lot of people who could map the boxes for Griffey. Steve Wilson is the other player I got an autograph from, because he actually played for the Rangers, and actually I'll show you here, he played for Tulsa. So back in 80s, I know it's not, my camera doesn't want to, there we go. In 86 and 88 he played for Tulsa, and that's around that time period I got him as an autograph on card, or on a ball with Scott Coolbaugh. So there you go, both those guys are in the set, which is really weird because neither one of them had a long career. All right, at the end of the video we'll see if we can put our whole puzzle together. So here we go. No more noise. Sorry about that. Try not to put shadow under the card so you can see the whole card. Drew Hall. There's so many names like Rudy Sianis, that Chris, that's Tony's brother, I believe. Ron Kittle. He was, great for 1 or 2 years. That year he had 11 home runs. So we hit 302. So that's interesting. He was playing for 2 different teams that year. Sorry. So yeah, still had 29 home runs. So he was still pretty good. It's interesting how people consider him such a bust. I mean, Bernansky's another guy who was really good for a little bit. I mean, it's just, going back to the 90s. This is going to be like now. I mean, we're going to go back in the years that we're playing now, and there's going to be so many players who were like maybe like a Francisco Lindor, who was really good for 5 or 10 years, or but didn't quite get over the hump, and is not a Hall of Famer. There's going to be so many players like that. Samacher, yeah. Steve Avery, I remember that card a lot. I definitely had this card in binders as a kid. I was a big fan of Ozzie Canseco. That's really funny. Jose's brother, who didn't really do much. And then Tom Pagnozzi, who was a pretty good catcher for a lot of years for the Cardinals. Yeah. We had a lot of, and this set too is like really interesting to see. There's still some 70s guys hanging around in these early 90s sets as well. So it's fun to see some of these older guys too. Make an appearance. Jack Armstrong. He had that one amazing year. It's like, that was it, right? That one. Pat Borders. Bobby Witt. This card always was like, to me, it's like that. It was very similar to a King Griffey Jr. card, except he's not in Series 2. Yeah, like I've always been kind of warned about going back to that mapping idea. Is like, 90 Leaf. A lot of these sets you could just you can map the entire product, so you had to be careful. Nowadays we're worried about CT scanning, right? That's like the new Charlie Huff Pitch Forever. Versus like what, which is like a new thing, right? I mean, I don't think anyone thought about, there's Deion Sanders as a Yankee, which I think is just crazy that he was a Yankee at one point. CT scanning, I don't think it was ever on anyone's bingo card for the hobby until this year. I think, now that it is something that we're worried about, I mean, and it's something that obviously has a high chance of success for certain products, it's just going to mean that, people are just going to, if it works, they're going to do it. I mean, that's just all there is to it, right? I mean, the hobby is full of people who will do whatever it takes to make money, right? Because, that's what they're in the hobby for. They're not, or why they're here, they're not really to collect, they're here to make money. And so if they can make money by doing stuff like that, they will. But it also will, trickle down a little bit. I think also there's a big culture of opening product now. I think up until probably like 2 or 3 years ago, it was still, the prevailing thought on wax was you never open it, right? So like, I think a lot of people that were doing shenanigans with the boxes and tampering were always under the impression that no one would be stupid enough to open another Kevin Moss. So 2 Kevin Moss rookies so far would open this product, right? They would just be like, well, you're not dumb enough to ruin your investment by opening the product. And there's so many people now opening exquisite boxes and high-end 86 Fleer. I mean, they're just opening everything. Trying to find, let's say, some rare 90s cards or rookie cards and stuff. And I don't think the scammers, oh my gosh, we lost some cards. So this pack is the first pack that I really noticed it being off center. So we lost 1 card. Kind of slipped down. It was a common, so not a Frank Thomas rookie card. That's good. But it's the first time I really noticed the centering on this pack is really off. So, but yeah, like, oh, and of course it's the pack with the Dave Justice rookie in it. So I will keep this just because he's still got some hobby relevance, and he's one of those really good players who just couldn't hack that last 4 or 5 years to get him over the hump for the Hall of Fame. I mean, you got Andrew Jones now kind of like making a strong bid for the Hall of Fame, but I don't think Justice is ever going to get there. I think he was just not quite there, comparatively. Yeah, like, I just, like I said, I don't think there was this idea of opening the product like there is today. I remember back in the PSA boards, there was a very active group buying product from Baseball Card Exchange, 70s, 80s boxes, and everyone was like, don't open it, especially the further back you go, because A, the card quality is probably going to be terrible, and B, the chances of you making your money back compared to keeping it unopened was just basically, almost zero chance. So it was just, no one thought about opening product back then. It was just not something you did. They're wrong yet. So yeah, I feel like people are so much more willing to gamble today, looking for that home run card. And I think the 90s products are going to turn into that way too. You're going to have a lot of people opening, Metal Universe and EX products, even though they're going to be at a severe, price point and a built-in chance of a massive loss. They're still going to do it, trying to, get that Griffey or Michael Jordan PMG and have that kind of be, and just kind of hobby glory, I think that's going to be something that people do. So, if people have, that's 2 good cards back to back, Galarraga and Baerga. Again, two rookies of him. So you're going to have like people just doing it, because again, they have channels, they've got the platforms, the sponsorships, so they're not making, as much, so they're making money off of the channels on the clicks and sponsorships, so that they're actually able to subsidize some of that risk. So I think you're just going to see more and more of that. I mean, there's a Magic. I really like, I grew up playing Magic, in college and high school. And, there's a channel out there, Wubby, or I think is his name. I mean, there's always been Magic channels out there opening, the original Magic sets, the alpha beta products, this channel, like, he's basically trying to pull, the Power 9 out of alpha and beta packs, and he's gotten scammed, I think, multiple times. People have sent him, he's bought product and it was a repack or whatever. But he's hit, I believe he hit a Mox in one of his boxes. So he has opened up and got Power 9, which is, for people who don't know Magic, I mean, those are, especially in those older sets, are thousands of dollars a card. So, but he's got a massive channel. He's opened those products up. So that's a great, to me, that's an example of what's headed towards sports cards is, even though he knows like he's getting scammed, like every 25% of everything he's opening is repacked or been all tampered with, it's still worth it for him because on his, he can probably get chargebacks and all that stuff to get get his money back. But he's on his channel, he's generating so many views. So even if he gets scammed, he makes money and probably gets his money back on the product. But like, it's a no lose situation. He's like, doing it for clicks. And so I think you're going to see tons of people doing it. I know, like, I have my channel and I'm doing, box breaks all the time. But I'm not opening box after box after box of, EX and metal and all the big stuff, I would love to. I mean, I would hope to eventually get to at least one box of it. Sorry, I thought I missed another, Dave Winfield. No, it was Carlos Martinez. That was maybe another Barriego. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, I would love to, open up some of those bigger products. Here's our first thing that's stuck together. It's really weird. I don't know what would make the cards stick together. They're just maybe poorly cut. Yeah, Mark Winton, Charlie Huff. Yeah. So, which, I don't mind it because I think it's going to be fun. I mean, when I opened up my one EX Century box, I did get, a credentials. I got a Helton, a Hall of Famer. It's at PSA right now getting graded. Doug Drabeck as a Pirate. I'll always love to see that. So he, I've got it there. It's going to get graded. And then there's Larry Walker. And again, not the best centering. What is up with this? The entire box is well centered until I get to a rookie that I like. And then bam, we're off centered. So that was a lot of fun. And I have hit some, things out of packs here, but I saw like there were some videos from Fanatics Fest of Nas, the guy that basically has the PMG sets and Ruby sets, opening product like that, So it's coming, Now with CT scanning, will it make people either scan it, and then if they know it's got a big hit, they'll open it on the channel and do this whole like, hey, look at me, I pulled a PMG of some really good player because I knew it was in there, so that's the box I open on my channel. Or are they just going to open product, because the scanner doesn't work for every product. So, but just to again have that, I hate to say clickbait, but it's just like, those kind of box breaks are becoming very, very popular. And I think also like the modern product, isn't as interesting to me and to a lot of collectors. And you're just going to keep seeing that modern. I think, there's going to be a big market for people opening something other than modern. That has this kind of massive mega, potential, because again, think about 2000s Exquisite. Oh, there's the No Hit King. That's a cool card. First one of those we pulled. But that's the thing is like, there's going to be, this whole kind of like opportunity, on, Whatnot and Fanatics Live to have channels dedicated to that retro and big time, chase for those cards. And the thing about the 90s, man, it's so hard to pull cards in the 90s. So if you think there's risk now opening modern product, have fun opening some of this 90s stuff, where you're not even guaranteed one of those cards in a box. I mean, one of the sets I'm like really getting into is the 99 and 2000 Ionic set. In fact, I just got a card from Ionics in my mail day. I'm just going to show it to you real quick. I'll have it in another video, but it's definitely one of my favorite cards I've gotten in a long time. And it's such a clean card too. It's the 2000 Griffey Ionics Auto. And again, these are like one in every 200 and I think like maybe 145 packs. So you got to open 7 boxes or something to get an auto. So it's like even in back, okay, and that's a kind of an easier pull. There's I just picked up the holographics Mike Pianta, this card here. This holographics is one in 500 packs or something. I mean, it's just, it was hard to pull these cards back in the day. So there's going to be a lot of these box breaks. That's going to just be a nothing burger. Like I paid $1,200 for a box and I got literally no hits. I got nothing. And so that's going to be interesting to see how that's going to do, which is why I said, like you're going to have people, you know, if it works, you know, I could see people trying to scan boxes like that so that, you know, they open up, you know, personal boxes or something on their channel and they hit a cool card, you know, and, you know, kind of stack their boxes so that they don't keep showing the trueness of the 90s, which is you're going to hit a lot of boxes with nothing in them. And, you know, just like right now, I mean, we haven't hit a Frank Thomas, right? We've gone, you know, we're over halfway through the box. We've hit multiple, we've hit the Larry Walker, multiple Baergas, David Justice rookie. So we've hit pretty much all the big rookie cards besides Frank Thomas that's in this product. And we've hit the Nolan Ryan no-hit king. So the only card we really haven't hit is the Frank Thomas. You know, so I think that's, again, one of the things that happens. And if I don't hit the Frank Thomas, do I think the box has been messed with? Probably not. You know, I don't think it is based on what I'm seeing so far. You know, it doesn't look like a product that's been messed with, but it just shows you that, you know, you could, based on this collation and how big these sets were, you could open a whole box and never get, there's no Steve Avery, never hit, you know, the big card. And there's so many examples of people opening 89 Upper Deck and not getting a single Griffey rookie, and then other people getting 6 to 8, you know, and it's just the luck of the draw, you know. It doesn't mean the product has been tampered with. You know, and I think you have to really open a lot of these products to really understand when, you know, how poorly collated and how, you know, they didn't really care. There was not, you know, these guys weren't like, you know, these companies weren't sitting down going like, ooh, we better make sure we get that collation right, or, you know, or they're going to, you know, ask for returns. It's like, yeah, it did not work that way. There was no way to, Felix Jose actually was a big time player as well. And then Joe Carter as a Padre, which is, you know, interesting. So this must have been before he went to the Blue Jays. Wow. There you go. Really interesting. Hall of Famer guy there. So, yeah, it is, you know, a rough experience sometimes opening product from the 90s. But when you do hit something in the 90s, you definitely feel awesome because of just how much harder it is. Willie McGee, awesome. This guy, you know, he doesn't get enough credit. He's, again, one of those guys that talk about being in that Hall of Fame, you know, or Hall of Really Good. Willie Wilson was really good. Tony Phillips is really good. You know, you have all these guys who just, there's Frank Thomas. There he is. We're a little off center. But there's a Frank Thomas rookie card, guys. That is pretty sweet. Again, it's definitely not centered well enough to say it's going to be a high grade candidate. But it's cool to pull one for sure. Man, don't want to damage it by putting it in a holder. But yeah, like my first time ever pulling a Frank Thomas rookie card out of a pack of 90 Leaf. There you go. Pretty sweet, even though it's off center. Still a cool card. There's something to be said about having cards in your collection that you pulled. A good example of that is my 95 Finest Refractor of Derek Jeter. You know, I have that card, and it's way off center. It's like 80, 20, 90, 10. But I don't care. I pulled it, and I might buy another one if, you know, if I get a chance, if, you know, whatever. But, you know, I'm not going to get rid of mine, the one I put up the pack. That would be crazy. So we're hitting some different people now. So maybe we'll hit a second Frank Thomas. You know, I would not doubt that there could be, you know, multiples in a box. You know, I think based on the collation, you definitely have chances of pulling doubles in this product pretty easily. You know, when you get 36 packs in a box, again, this is before they did that, box, wax box pack reduction down to 24, which was common. And then, we went to 16 and 12, and, now you got one pack boxes now. Another Conseco. So we're definitely into double territory. We're seeing the same cards multiple times now. So, I'm sure we're getting a few new cards, but there's another Carlos Barrera, another. So these cards are, back to back. So I'm pretty sure there's a way to I'm sure someone back in the day figured out some way to map this product. It just feels like it's something that we would do as collectors or as hobbyists. Someone's like, oh, if you take the top pack and you find out, it's this if you take the upper left pack and then you open it and it's got this collation, then you can kind of predict where all the other good cards are going to be in the box, kind of thing. So again, this is like almost the same exact pack we just opened. Same players, So again, there's no way that this product has been tampered with because, there was two cards stuck together. Just making sure that wasn't a Frank Thomas. Again, the same two cards again, right back to back. So we would love for that to happen to us on a Frank Thomas. We're down to 2, 4, 6, 8 packs. So we're getting to the nitty gritty. And I do think these packs are pretty. I think it's got a classic look. And they're foil and they're very, premium because back in the day, wax packs were still a thing. Moving to plastic. I think Topps went to plastic in 91. Trying to think what the 90 wax packs looked like. I believe they were just regular wax packs. Kenny Rogers. Always like seeing his cards. Billy Ripken. Oh, another no-hit king that's off-center. My run of good hits that are off-center is pretty strong in this box. But 2 no-hit kings. So at least it's, at least we're hitting them. So yeah, there's no way this product has been tampered with. Because you don't leave even an off-center Frank Thomas rookie card. You wouldn't leave it you wouldn't leave it in there. You would take it and run with it. All right, Matt Young, Joe Klink. A little bit of a different run of cards here. Ted Power. So yeah, these all look like they're from a different part of the set. So as a kid, I would have just collated the cards and put the set together by hand and gone to shows and try to get my commons back when people carry commons from modern sets. Could you imagine going to a show today and seeing like 2024 top series 2 commons, like a giant monster box is just full of them for people to put sets together. I mean, it's like you could just buy the complete set at Target, or Walmart or whatever. I just don't think people do that kind of thing anymore. I mean, I'm sure there are some people that are building sets from packs or whatever, but I think it's a very much a rarity to see that today. All right. So we're seeing the same pack over and over. A few more packs here, and we're done. And we can see if we got all the puzzle pieces. Get the puzzle set together. Jose Offerman. Another Randy Johnson. That's our third Randy Johnson. Let's take it here for now. Jim Wayritz, Lee Smith. So some good players in this pack. my buddy Secret, Jack Morris. So we've seen that pack before. You know, we've seen those players. So Greg Hibbard. Oh, he's a White Sox. It's not a great time to be a White Sox fan today. I feel, the Pirate fan, I feel like some kinship, and I also got, you know, don't like, you know, like feel like that, you know, they've had more success than the Pirates have had during the last, you know, well, almost 40, over 40 years now. So feel sort of bad for him, but I also kind of go like, welcome to the party, guys. We've sucked for so long. We made one playoff, you know, I think one or two playoffs back, you know, in the 2000s, and, you know, didn't do much in the playoffs. You know, blew our chance in the 90s when we actually had probably the better team. So just rough. I think we're one of the teams now that's gone the longest between World Series appearances. 79 was our last one, so just rough. All right, last pack. We get some mojo here. Tewksbury. Oh no. Roy Smith. Oh no. Neil Heaton. Gerald Perry. I think we've seen this pack before. No, not Chris Gwynn. Not Ron Kittle. All right. Well, that's it. That's the last pack. And we'll see what we got here. There's all the puzzle pieces, so we'll see what we got from the puzzle pieces. But let's recap the players. And here's another. See, the Randy Johnsons actually are very nice. I mean, they're probably not worth grading from a cost perspective, but from a condition perspective, they were the nicest of the cards that were kind of like cool Hall of Fame players. You know, so we'll see what we got here. Here is, you know, the better cards we pulled. So there's one Johnson. There's a no-hit king. The one Frank Thomas rookie card right here, a little off center. But we hit one, so that's great. Deion Sanders, another no-hit king. The one Larry Walker rookie we also hit is off center. Another Randy Johnson. The one David Justice rookie card we hit is off center. Another Deion and another Randy Johnson. So couple, you know, 3 Randy Johnsons, couple Deions, and then one of each of the main rookies. And obviously, you know, everyone's looking for this card, so there it is. And I think the no-hit king card is kind of cool too. You know, just as a tribute to those guys that were playing, or to tribute to Frank Thomas, who, gosh, late here, you know, to Nolan, who I think his last card was 94. So just a few years later, he was done. So 63, 30. Oops, sorry. Keep hitting the camera. I know it's hard. It's late. 30, 30, 1920, teens, 5 and 6, 50. So 30, 50, another 50, 40, 40, 20, 30, 20, 30, teens. So it looks like we're going to be close. Teens, 50s, 30s, 20s, 40s, okay, 50s, it's kind of a 60, 50s and 60s, 30s, teens, all right, 40s, 50s, 20s, 30s, and 40s. All right. All right. We got 1, 2, 3. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 4, 4. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. So we got the first 3. Go to teens. So now we need 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. Now we need 19, 20, 21. We need 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. All right. We need 28, 29, 30. Got that. There's 39, 30. So those two go together. There's 20, 29, 30. Already have that. No. Yep. Okay. 31, 32, 33. I need 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. We're doing good, guys. We may have the full puzzle, which sometimes you don't get. 40, 41, 42, 3, 45, 46, 47, 48. Let's see if we can get 49 and 50. Yep, 51. Oh, get some mix-ups there. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 60, 57. Okay, 58, 59, 60. 1, 2, 3. All right. Do we have the full puzzle? Let's see. Yogi. Goes like that. Like this. Okay, then I guess get the border. Yeah, so it goes like this. All right, I think we have it. Yep. There we go, guys. We do have the full puzzle. So there we go. So hard to get all on camera, but there it is. And then there's the rest. But we have the full puzzle. So we have the Yogi puzzle and some cool cards. So there it is, guys. That's the Break 90 Leaf. A lot of cards, a lot of packs, but it's fun. And I hit all the cards, so there's nothing to complain about. I hit all the rookies. Hit a few cool vets. There's not many in this series. So let me know what your guys' experience on 90 Leaf. What do you guys think about it? Do you like the design? Do you like the product? Let me know, and I'll see you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.